hope you all are fine. Today I want to teach you uh, how to install the or provision the EKS cluster. EKS cluster in the AWS. So what is the EKS here? Is the Elastic Kubernetes Services, uh, which is provided by AWS. So it's a cluster of Kubernetes which is handled by, or you can use these services over the AWS. We have different EKS. We have another cluster as well of the Kubernetes which we can deploy it in our local machine as well as in our environment. So I want to teach you how to provision the EKS cluster on AWS. We have uh, two things here to deploy the AWS EKS cluster. AWS EKS. So first we go with the GUI of the AWS, or we have another option is go with the CLI. So I will go with the CLI with the help of EKSCTL command. So I will go with that command, which is EKSCTL. So we will deploy the Kubernetes EKS cluster with the help of this. So first of all, we have to install this command in our local machine so that we can access the or to provision in the EKS cluster in AWS. So let's see how to install the EKS first of all, then we can go for the next step or about the EKS. Uh, so for that EKS cluster, you have to install first of all EKS CTL command in your machine. So how to install the EKS mm, command in your machine? First of all, you have to go with EKSCTL. So first, this will come link will be come up here, or you can just write the EKS, or you can go with this link as well. So you can download this zip file here. This is the link of that EKSCTL command. So once you done it, once you download this thing, I have already downloaded in my machine. So it's same as it is. I have teach you in my previous video how to install the Terraform. So it's same as it is. We once you extract it, it will be come up in the form of exe file. Then you have to put in your anywhere location whatever you want to be. So I just put it here in my EKSCTL, and this is my exe file. Okay, so after that you have to set the environmental variable so you can use the EKSCTL command from anywhere. So here is the path of my EKSCTL command. So just copy that path and paste it here and set as a environmental variable. After that, you have to just type EKS CTL version. Sorry, uh, -3. So version. Sorry, minus. Mhm. You can just type EKSCTL get cluster. Let's see it's come up. Yeah, so you can see that there is no cluster here. We can check the EKS customer EKS CTL KSCTL version minus. So there is no, we can go with the help. So let's see. it's a verbose. Here we have the version, simple version. So here is the version of ekctl. It means your command is installed successfully. Now after that, how to provision the EKS cluster in your EKS in your AWS account. So for that we have to, for cluster we need the master node, we need the workers node here. So in EKS, so in EKS cluster, in EKS cluster we don't care about the master node. You can just deploy your worker node, worker 1, worker 2, worker 2 or worker 3 node. So all the nodes will be connected with your master. So this master, which will be handled by purely by AWS managed services. So AWS will give you guarantee that we will know the best thing about the master node. So you don't need to be provisioning the master node. You have just come up with us on worker node. So worker node is like a slave node of your environment. It's same as it is like we have slave and master. So master node will be only fully managed by AWS. So we don't create here master node. Then we just only create the worker node here as a slave node. So its slave node is same as it like we are provisioning the EC2 instance. So it's as same as it is the EC2 here for us. So it's same as it means your ekctl command will connect to the AWS, and then it goes into the EC2 somehow provisioning the machine like that we have here. So it's our internally interlinked. When you give the command via ekctl to AWS, then AWS will read that code and it will provision the EC2 instance with the help of code whatever we write in that code. So uh, so this is the thing. So let's create the code here and launch the EC2 instance. So let's start the provisioning. Let me clear you one thing here as well. One more thing I want to be clear, that it's like the flow will be like that. Let me clear here right. Mm, we have the EKS CTL command which will go on AWS. AWS will contact behind the scene to CloudFormation somehow. It's a service which we like infrastructure as a code. We can say it of that CloudFormation code, and then CloudFormation code will create the stack for us. In stack, it will somehow connect to the EC2 services. So it will be launched EC2. This means with the help of this CloudFormation, our code go to the AWS, and AWS will push that code on CloudFront that read that code and connect to the EC2 service. Whatever we have written in the code, it means we can use direct storage services, we can use VPC, we can use networking, CNI, So there will be lots of services we can use it. So the proper the major thing to create the EKS in AWS, it's mean you can avail other services which are related to the AWS services. Kubernetes services all can deploy on AWS, and other services like IAM we have in AWS, we have EBS, we have another ones, so, and lots of other. So we can integrate this all AWS services on EKS. So that's the main point here to create the EKS cluster in AWS machine, AWS platform. So let's go to the code, and we can create our new cluster. So this is my code which I have written in for the in YAML file, and I will push that code to the AWS, and it will launch the EKS cluster with the help of CloudFormation, and then it will be create the cluster for here. So let me for to understand what code is doing here. So I just copy that. Yeah, okay. And so it will be easy for you to do what is here metadata, what is the API version, and all these things. So here, first of all, any services which is written here, so it's mean the sorry. So this is my cluster file name, which is cluster in .yaml. So this is the actually program which is run by from the EKCTL. We have the API version here. It's actually a program which will be calling from the EKCTL command. You can just assume that it's a program and nothing else. And a program have different functions here. So we have the kind here. It means we have the function here, which is the name of the function is cluster config. And after that we have the metadata set. It means we have the name of that cluster and the region of that cluster, where will be the cluster launch in which region. So we have the metadata means if we have these things, so we have to put in the metadata means it's the address of like anything. You can just take that example. So what is the node group concept here? It's mean that node group means we have the master, one master node, we have the node, we have the worker node 1, we have the worker node 2, we have the worker node 3. So node group means here it's a once it's you can say it's a VM, it's a EC2 VM like that. It's you can also say that it's a single node. It's a single node, and it's also a node port node. It's a node as well. So why we have created other node groups? In node groups, why created means that I have launched two node here, which the type of T2 micro, and the name of that group is NG1. So it's mean I have combined these two nodes because I need the two nodes have same specification, which is this one. Okay, means T2 micro have two nodes, and here is one node which is T2 small. So I group that the worker node 1 and worker node 2. So it's called It's called node group concept. It's a node group, that's why I written here, and the name of that group is simple ng1. I just created the ng1. The instance type I have already told you that T2 micro. Then desired capacity, how much capacity means how many nodes you have to be launch here. So I need two nodes, means to two desire my capacity, and the SSH allow it's true. Then my second node group is called ng2, and then the instance type is T2 is small, and the desired capacity is only one. I need this only one. So here is comes, and then SSH also allow, and it's enough. Okay, so I believe the YAML file is very so simple, and I also tell you about the links. You can also check how we can. So just write the EKCTL here. You can come up on this official page, and then official page will be launching. So you can achieve this thing from this. I have just got from this, means from the official website of EKCTL .io. You can see that API version is also 5 version, then the kind, the metadata, higher capacity, all these things. Okay, so same as it is, I have just written here, and you can also do it. So the command is to create the EKS cluster is EKCTL create cluster, and then the cluster name. Before that, I have to make sure to check you my AWS account whether is any EC2 instance or any cluster is or CloudFormation cluster is created or not. Right now there is no stack here, so let's create it. Once I hit the enter, it will go to my AWS account, which I have already did in my previous video. You can go and check the Terraform video. So how to your PC would be connected with your AWS account. You can configure your PC over there. So it will be created soon. So to check this there in my AWS account, if any account is here, so we can check. There is no cluster till now created. It's ongoing process, so we have to wait somehow. After that, the once the cluster is up, so I will show you in AWS account. There the cluster will be done with the two worker node of T2 micro, and one is the T2 small. So it's little bit take little bit time, so we have to wait some time. It also created the SSH key on your AWS account to access the T2 micros and T2 small instances. EC2 instances will be created, as I have already told you about the code, how code will be go and flow it. So let's wait and let's see for that. We can check the cloud formation as well, whether if something is going on there or not. So just go on the cloud formation. So let's see, there is still going on any process over there or not. So we can check that there is still in progress. So the EKS cluster will be created soon. So it is in progress right now. So let's deep dive in. So it's going on process. So you can see all the events and all the resources what I have to do, and what resources have been created in net gateways created, router subnets, all these things will be created by CloudFormation automatically. Once the cluster is up, so it will be come up as the as stack will be show to about the process have been completed. So once it's done it, we will go on cluster side and check it whether it's still need any uh, something we have missed. But most probably 99% I'm sure that there is nothing I have missed it. So let's see and let's wait on it. So guys, the cluster have been installed successfully in from EKCTL to AWS. So we have the all the logs here. So it takes some around 20 to 25 minutes. So you have to just wait, and all the things have been created on over the AWS via EKCTL command. So EKCTL command, EK is cluster basic in UAS1 region is ready. So you can ignore this red line because it's just a kubectl command. Right now I don't have any kubectl command in my machine, so you can just go and download the kubectl command in your machine. So whether you have to access your cluster and provisioning the nodes or ports over there. So let's show you about the uh, stack is ready or not. So let me refresh it here. So you can see there are three nodes, two ng group 2 is stack here and ng1 is the stack here, and the cluster is completed successfully. So let's move on to the EKS. Let's see our some we have created our cluster over there or not. Just move it here. So let me see, and in either cluster we can see, yes, the cluster is ready and is active and up to date now. So you can see the all the things over here about the instances tag or all the thing about the workloads. So we can check about the from this, because endpoints, which is the endpoint API server, API IAM role, is all the things you can check over here. So we have the VPC, in which VPC networking is configured, public API endpoints, add-ons and login, all these things. So just move on to the EC2. So whether let's see there is EC2 created over there or not. So yeah, there is three nodes have been created. Two are the T2 micro, and one is the T2 small as per our requirement. So guys, I hope you enjoy this video and learn something new about how to cluster EKS, provision the EKS cluster. From the EKCTL command, we can provision the customer EKS cluster from the GUI of the AWS, or we can provision the cluster from the AWS CLI as well, but we have provisioned the cluster from the EKCTL command, and we have write the code over here. So just I have already told you each and everything lines about the code. So I hope you enjoy this video. If you have any confusion and any regarding question about this EKS, so please below comment, and please share the video. Thank you guys. Thanks a lot.